trying to find comfort wherever I can. It's just the rumination of things. It's just this. It's just, if it wasn't one thing, it would be something else, you know? If it wasn't, it used to be, I just kept ruminating about the job. I didn't get that job and shit my mum wrote, and that still comes up. And now it's like, what happened at the hospital appointment where the lady asked me if I'm okay, and I said yeah, but I wasn't okay, and I felt really uncomfortable around this woman. And it's like if I don't ruminate over one thing, I ruminate something else, which shows it's just the habit of the mind. It's just habits. It's just delusion, I guess. It's just living. It's just reliving. And I often go back and try to imagine how I would handle the situation differently, but that's pointless, because no two situations are exactly the same anyway. I'm never going to have the exact same situation again. So why do I beat myself up? Even if I was fake and I said I was okay and I wasn't. I did that. Ultimately, I did that, I guess, to just protect myself, because if I'd said no or I'd ignored her, anything else I do would have just led to more heat on me. And I don't need any more heat on me. I don't need any more suspicion. You know, if I say no, if I ignore her, if I say no, then it's a lead in to go into stuff that I'm not comfortable about talking about with this random woman that I've just met. And then if I just ignore her, then then she's got something to go on, and my baby is weird, blah blah blah. Like, there are certain situations I just have to accept that I can't be myself. Like, it's impossible. Like, I have to just, like, I guess, I don't know what, I see now why, like, if someone was actually enlightened, they could possibly easily just people may think they're just completely crazy, and they could just within a day get arrested, because they're not feeding into people's delusions anymore. People can't feed off them anymore. You can't feed off an enlightened being in the way that you can feed off ordinary persons such as me and probably most people watching. Like, you can't feed off. I suppose that's why I wish to be enlightened, part of the reason, which isn't the best reason. So people can't feed off me anymore. Like, people can't. I'm not a puppet anymore. I'm sick of being a puppet on a string. Like, Bark the dog. I'm the dog that gets barked. It's just tiring. I'm very sensitive. I have a heightened sensitivity to fake people, and the way she said, "Are you okay?" It's just like so fake as anything. It's like, leave me alone, for fuck's sake. Who even are you? I don't even know your name. I've just met you. Like, what? My wife is right there. If I need any emotional support, my wife is there for me. I don't need this random person asking, like, if I'm okay. I'm not there for myself. I'm there for my wife, and I'm there for my son. I don't need someone asking if I'm okay. Then again, imagine if it was safe to say I'm not okay. Imagine if it was safe to say that this appointment is really traumatic for me, because as much as obviously I'm there to support my wife and support my son, it's hard because to see him with scars, and I sometimes feel bad because I scarred myself, essentially, cutting myself, and technically, scientifically speaking, he did it to himself, but he didn't know that. He didn't know there was anything hot in there. He didn't even know that hot water would be harmful. What little baby's gonna know that? They just do anything. They don't know. They don't sense danger. All I've ever done is sense danger even when it's not there. People with PTSD, and we live in a different world. We have a different experience. Sometimes it's reassuring to know that it's not a different world, it's just a delusion, I guess, that it feels different because it feels like I'm struggling sometimes. I'm just so tired of it all, I can't be bothered anymore. I'm tired of all the little things that keep life ticking. I'm tired of doing dishes, I'm tired of cooking, I'm tired of eating, I'm tired of buying toiletries. I'm just tired of it all. I can't be bothered anymore. Just want to let go. Completely let go. It's just a never-ending cycle of experience. There's no happiness to be found in day-to-day living. It's just same old, same old. I used to think cooking made me happy, eating it doesn't. Sleeping doesn't. Maybe it's depression, but maybe it's also just a realization that everything that we're told will bring us happiness. Even the YouTube videos of people cooking and having a good time and on the boat, and it's like, it just doesn't do it for me. I did all of that, basically. I indulged in all the things I wanted. None of it brings happiness. No amount of fancy food. No holiday. None of it. The only true happiness is peace. Peace with whatever is. That's the only chance of happiness in this life, is to just be at peace with what is. Just doesn't do anything anymore. I could have 1 million subscribers, 2 million, 3 million, it wouldn't make any difference. It could possibly be a hit 5 minutes, and then it's gone. Even if I made money out of it, which was never the intention with this channel. It's just to keep a track on my mental health and grow from it. But even if it did turn into something else, just be another fetter, you could say, another stupid attachment. Probably my brain is not working optimally today because I haven't really had any protein in a couple of days. Hardly any protein. A couple of days. Like yesterday, I just had some prunes. Today, I just had some rice and some chocolate. That's the main thing, really. I couldn't face going to Tesco on the weekend, so I got to get through tomorrow now. Get through tomorrow, and then I'm looking forward to it just being Monday. And then I can just go supermarket in the day. Some ways it's just losing all confidence. I just lost a lot of confidence. Just whatever confidence is, I don't know. Everything I thought, man, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people do, it doesn't matter what they say. But yeah, get caught up in that stupid habit. It makes no difference. It makes no difference, it's just experience. It's just sights and sounds and opinions and feelings. It's just dogs barking. There's just so much bullshit out there. I don't want to be part of the bullshit. Part of so much bullshit just leading people nowhere, and I don't want to be another one of those people that just leads people nowhere. But I also know that even wanting to have a good effect is still just wanting. Still just caught up with greed. Still just another desire, another attachment. Maybe I need a lot more training before it's worth me uploading anything. I don't know. But in some ways I find these videos useful because I look back at them and I sort of see other people's opinion and I see what people have said and I see, oh, okay, people find some sort of value in that video. So if they find something valuable in what I'm doing in that video, whether it's just reflecting or meditating or mindfully drinking a tea, then maybe there's value in it for me to do that, regardless of whether it's on film or not. It's sort of showing me what's of value, what's me worth holding on to and what's worth letting go of. The rage is worth letting go of. I don't think the anxiety is just a killer. It's just horrible. It's like being in a constant state of discomfort. And like, people can look at you and think, oh, he looks totally normal, he doesn't look anxious. My mum used to say to me, oh, I didn't even know you were anxious when you were a child about, like when I said I didn't want to go to school, and she'd chase me around the street. And I would like say to her many years later, say, you know, I was really anxious about going to school. And she's like, oh, I didn't even know you were anxious. But that's like just her, I guess. You know, but I guess in some ways I was just good at pretending that I was okay. Especially to her. And she bought it. And I did that to protect myself, because when I did express emotion, I got punished for it. When I did cry, I got told, why am I crying? Oh, he's only your great granddad, why are you crying? Remember that? My mum's excuse for that is, oh, I suppose I didn't like him. Yeah. Great, it's all about you, Mum. Thanks. Some ways it's helpful to talk about it. In some ways it's just doesn't really make me feel good talking about it. Just like slagging her off, what's the point? She's just a being who's suffering, trying to run away from suffering, I guess. Run away from pain, run away from what she doesn't like, push away what she doesn't like, chase after what she does like. Greed and anger, I guess, like many of us. Well, I was said in another video, that's basically what narcissism is, when you break it down into the thoughts and feelings that it consists of. It's just greed and anger to the extreme. So when people say, oh, it can't be cured, narcissism can't be cured, blah, blah, blah. Well, it can be, and I think it can at least be put in its place where it becomes useful narcissism. There is such thing as a useful narcissism. Like the narcissism, which, as like Terence McKenna said, like you put the food in your mouth and not someone else's mouth. That's useful narcissism. And if you practice Vipassana, I guess you see what's going on in the mind anyway. You see the delusions, you see the fantasies anyway. So I think it's just harder with someone who's narcissistic, or someone who's narcissistically wounded, someone who's got real, just knotted wounds. It just takes longer. But it is possible, because I'm not getting the same, like the thought patterns are not, they're repeating, but they're not repeating. It's not the same ones that are repeating. And I also know that the ones that are coming up are kind of just bullshit, just harping on. And you know, a lot of it just comes from pride. It's like, oh, I let that person won with me, I let the person get the better, I've been had, I've been tricked, I've been a puppet, and I'm angry at myself for how I've behaved, or I'm angry at the other person for not making me behave a certain way, but catching me off guard. And it's like, it's all just, people's defilements play off each other at the end of the day. It's that person who is asking someone who's okay, who clearly, if they had any sense, they would just be able to see that person just wants to just stay quiet. He doesn't want to be asked. And a lot of times someone's asking that person is not because they want to know if that person's okay. They just want to make themselves feel comfortable, because they feel uncomfortable around someone who's quiet, who's just staying quiet. They feel uncomfortable. And this happens all the time. This happens with kids, autistic children particularly, when they just want to be quiet. They're not talkative, they're an introverted person. I was like that as a child. I didn't really engage, and I was like treated like there was something wrong with me. You know, I didn't really, I did engage, but it wasn't in like such a vocal way. It was more just like do Lego with children and stuff, do Lego with the other kids, and kind of they'll help me with it. And they said in a report, Mark has taken another child under his wing. I didn't even know I did that. I guess I was just playing with using the Lego, and then maybe he just learned, like just showed him how to do it or something. I don't know. It was nice, I guess. But where it was, You know what's just a shame, like, I don't know, just the good sides of children often isn't encouraged, you know, just the worst is often brought out, because adults just destroy kids. I see it all the time. I see even with neighbours, I see the way people talk to children, and I see the way they just bully their own kids and hound their own kids. Even a neighbour the other day, she keeps like, no, like just overly punitive, overly disciplinarian, just to the point where it's just, she's doing it for her. She's doing it for her own ego. A lot of parents do that. Teachers do that as well. They get off on being a disciplinarian. They get off on being punitive. My mum is like that, you know. Even though they're really shit at enforcing discipline to begin with, and that's how they're compensating. They're compensating by just getting on a high horse, which doesn't work. There's pride and conceit, I guess, which I can't say I'm not guilty of myself, but I'm trying. Maybe this is why I feel like this, because it's part of me is peeling away, and it's painful for the old Mark to peel away. Maybe he's peeling away. Maybe some of him's peeling away. Because I went through this once before where I was in a really bad kind of way, and I had a conversation with Philip, and he was like, "You're more. There's more you-ness coming through." And I was like, "Really? There's more of me coming through?" I feel like I'm completely losing who I am, and that was it. I wasn't losing who I am. I wasn't losing who I was. I was losing who I thought I was. That's the thing. Now I'm not losing who I am. I'm losing who I thought I was. That's what Ram Dass says. He's like, let me know when you're tired of being who you think you are. Becoming nobody. Like, think I'm somebody.